Hello everyone, welcome back to this lecture. In this one, we are going to see permissions. Permissions is the like very important topic in Linux. So I'll just say Linux. Permissions in Linux. So we we are going to see some theory first. Okay. So there are three types of permissions. The first type is read or list. The first is read or list. The next one is write. In write, it directly means that a user can create or delete anything. Okay? So read, which means read or list, write, which means create or delete, and X means execute. It also means to enter into a directory, which means enter or execute an executable file. Okay, it also executes the executable file or it can also enters into the directory. Okay, so what's the user's type in the regards of the permissions? So the first user is the owner, owner of the machine. Okay, so he is the user, the creator of the file or directory. The user can create his own files or directories. Then there will be a group. Okay. So in last lecture, we have seen that we have created a Natasha user and we uh, added Natasha to two groups. Okay. The group one was the sales group and another group was the marketing group. So the users belonging to the same group are the group users. Okay. So which permissions we should give to the group users? Which permissions do the owner have and others? Like there's an environment where in a case like your work company. So regardless of any of the group, any other person is the others comes into the others. Okay. So the user is you itself, the owner. The group is like the team where you work in, and other means the different entities of the company. Okay, so let's see what is meant by the read access. Okay, so the read access includes read and execute. We are going to say this. And the write access includes read and execute. Okay, so a basic simple logic here is if you want to read something, okay, you need to enter inside that file or directory. Which permission do you need to enter inside the file or directory? You need execute permission to enter inside the file or directory. So read access includes read and the execute itself. Okay. And the write access includes what? The read and execute. If you want to write something, you need to read that first. Okay. You need to list that first where you want to write. I have mentioned that read means read or list. You can list too. Okay. And if you want to read that file or directory, you need to enter inside that directory. So that's why while you're giving the write access, then you have to give all of the accesses. Okay, so let's see one by one. We'll see the example permissions of the file name student. Okay, so as it says, we need to create a student maybe. So I'll say touch student ls. Okay, we have created it in the root only. I need to delete that. Okay, I'll see in the ll. Can you see? Okay, it's not a good practice to create a file or directory in the root. I'll just delete that. rm student and remove regular empty student. Okay, rm good. We'll just sudo inside, not sudo. We'll go inside the and clear. Okay, now we can create anything. Unless we have a lot of things over here, so we can do anything. Uh, we'll create a student file. Touch student. Okay. ls. Do we have student over here? Yes. We'll say ll. And you can see that this, okay, this is the dash. What does the dash represents? It represents that it is a file. Okay. You can see this is the D. D means directory. If this has L, you have seen the hard link and soft link uh, thing from the previous lectures. So if it says that it is L, then it is a link. Okay? As a student, student is here. So this is a file. The file have owner permissions as read write, but not execute. Okay? For the group, it have only the read, and that's it. And for the others, we have read only. So others can only read from that. Okay. So owners will have the full permissions. I don't think so. We are not saying anything as full permissions over here, but let it be. Groups will have full permission. Okay, we need to change it to the full permissions to make it happen. Read and execute no write permissions. So others will have no write permissions in the file. Okay. Create a directory and check the permissions. Okay. We'll create test directory. Do we have test? No. mkdir, which is make directory test. And we will say ll. We can see test is over here. And now you can see test is a directory. Test have owner rights as read, write, execute. Owner have full access of the directory. But the group have a read and execute only permissions. And the right have read and execute. It is just like this. Not here because we don't have the right permissions for the group. Okay, yeah, you have seen this. This is a directory, that's why the option D is over here. We can see that ls-l, which means long listing, D means directory, and test. So you can see this is the only test field which we can see. Adds execute permissions to others. So, oh, we just okay. Modify permissions for others. We are going to see an awesome example and one awesome concept in Linux. So that's why we are going to give all the permissions to the others. It is not a good practice to give all the permissions to the others, but still, for that sake of example, we are going to do that? We have a test folder over here, which have read and execute permissions right now for the others. How we can change the permissions? We can say chmod, change mode, O means others, minus is used to remove the permission. X means the execution permission is removed from the test. This whole command says that remove the execute permission from the test. You can see that over here in the description. Removes execute permission from for others. Okay, and we are going to do this one. Okay, our test folder needs, I think this one is that. Okay, don't. Yeah. So we need write permission. So we'll say chmod o plus w and slash test. Mm, yeah, we don't have to give the slash before the test. Now we can see the test folder have all the other permissions. Others can read into the directory or file, write into the directory or file, or execute into the directory or file. It is a really, really bad practice. Okay, but we are going to see a great tool or a great concept called sticky bit. What is a sticky bit? So sticky bit is used on directories which have full permissions to restrict file deletion. Okay, for that, we have a great example over here. So, this is an example where a teacher said that I am creating a test folder in my machine. Okay, and I'm giving all the accesses to my test folder. Now, you need to submit your test in that folder. Okay, so you can create a file and you can submit your test in that file. You can save that file in that test directory. So if everyone is innocent and uh, of like with good intentions, they'll create their own folder inside that file and they'll write that test inside that file. But someone, if having some bad intentions, if Dan finished his homework, or we can say the test, then he sees that, like he saw, Mike is also completed his homework, but Dan have full access of the directory, the test directory, so he can delete the Mike's homework folder, which is really dangerous for Mike, or you can say in the real world, it is dangerous to delete data in that kind. Okay, so we have sticky bit concept. In the sticky bit, it prevents users from deleting files they don't own, which means you can only create your own file and you can only delete your own created files. Okay, so how to apply sticky bit? Let's see. Chmod 1777. What is 777? First of all, this is a like we can give permissions by using numbers. So where is it? The read, write, or list. Okay, so the flow of permissions is first is read, then write, then execute. Okay, so read will have let's see W and then X. not like that. Execute have the number one for its, like this one. If you want to give the permission in the numbers, then it will have one as execute, then two as write, and four as read. Okay, so how this works? So there is a, like, we have seen that 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to, I think I'll paste the like how this works. I'll find the documentation on this and paste this with this lecture. But it is like the raise to logic. Like, uh, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it is just like that. 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 1, then 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 0. I might be wrong, but this logic is applied over here. Okay, let's see. We were here. Apply sticky bits. The command is chmod 1777. The one is for the sticky bit. Okay, we'll see chmod 1777. Am I right? Yes. Paste. And if we see the T is added to our permissions. So read, write, execute. The read, write, execute is over here. Read, write, execute is over here. And read, write, T is over here. T is for the sticky bit. Okay. So check the sticky bit in the long listing format. We have just seen that. Sticky bit was like uh, written by T, but if we added it with the execution, then it will create a small t. That's why we can't see execute command over here. Okay, because they added execution with the sticky bit. That's why it is small t, which appears in long listing output. Okay, now uh, in this example, if we apply the sticky bit, then Natasha can create her own homework folder and also create her own file in that and delete that file. But if she wants to delete Lena's file, then it is not going to happen because of the sticky bit. It prohibited from deleting others' file. How to remove the sticky bit? So we'll just this one will work because this one should add chmod, which means change mode, O means others, add plus T. T is for the sticky bit. This command will add the sticky bit. We already have the sticky bit, so that's why we are going to execute this one. Chmod O minus T, which means remove T. Chmod O minus T for test. And now if we do long listing, we can see the X is back, and this is like the dangerous issue. You should not give all the permissions to the others. So I'll delete this file. And do we have anything to do? Set full permissions with the sticky bit is like this, grants full permissions to users. Use with caution. We have did the same thing because the sticky bit is gone from this. Okay, 777 is for that thing only. It will give all the read, write, execute permissions for all the users. Okay, done. I'll create this, delete this file as rm when rf paste deleted. Ll, good. So that's all for the permissions topic in Linux. I hope so. You understood everything. I'll be pasting all of these commands with the description. Thank you.